The political landscape shifted dramatically on January 28, 2025, as former President Donald Trump, having reclaimed the Oval Office, wasted no time in asserting his policy agenda. A series of executive orders sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond, signaling a sharp departure from the policies of the previous administration. These actions, encompassing federal spending, military policies, labor regulations, and foreign aid, have ignited intense debate and left many wondering about the direction of the nation. Trump, known for his decisive and often controversial leadership style, has defended these actions as necessary to restore American strength and prioritize the needs of its citizens. His supporters have lauded the moves as bold and decisive, while critics have decried them as reckless and potentially harmful. The executive orders, signed just days into his new term, have plunged the country into a state of uncertainty and anticipation. The coming weeks and months will undoubtedly witness fierce battles over the legality and long-term implications of these actions, setting the stage for a tumultuous period in American politics. As the nation grapples with the implications of these sweeping changes, one thing is clear: the political landscape has been irrevocably altered, and the consequences of these actions will be felt for years to come. One of the most significant and far-reaching actions taken by the Trump administration is the immediate freeze on federal grants, loans, and financial assistance. This sweeping order, effective immediately, puts a halt to trillions of dollars in funding, impacting a wide range of programs and initiatives. The White House has justified the freeze as a necessary measure to rein in government spending and ensure that taxpayer dollars are being used effectively. They argue that many existing programs are wasteful, ineffective, and do not serve the best interests of the American people. However, critics have been quick to condemn the move, arguing that it will have devastating consequences for vulnerable populations and essential services. Nonprofits, in particular, have expressed alarm, warning that the funding freeze could force them to shut down programs, lay off staff, and reduce vital services to those in need. The freeze has also drawn sharp criticism from legal experts who question the executive branch's authority to unilaterally block funding that has already been appropriated by Congress. Several states have already announced plans to challenge the order in court, setting the stage for a protracted legal battle over the separation of powers and the limits of executive authority. In addition to the federal grants freeze, President Trump has also issued a series of executive orders aimed at reshaping the military. These orders address a range of issues, including the service of transgender individuals, diversity and inclusion programs, the reinstatement of service members discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine, and the development of a new missile defense system. One of the most controversial orders bars transgender individuals from serving in the military. The order, which reverses a policy implemented during the Obama administration, has been met with immediate backlash from LGBTQ+ advocacy groups and their allies. They argue that the order is discriminatory, harmful, and not based on any evidence that transgender individuals are incapable of serving honorably in the armed forces. Another order targets diversity, equity, and inclusion programs within the military, which the Trump administration argues are unnecessary and detrimental to military readiness. This move has been met with criticism from those who believe that such programs are essential for fostering a more inclusive and effective military force. The order reinstating service members discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine has also sparked debate. While some applaud the move as a victory for personal freedom, others express concern that it undermines military readiness and sends the wrong message about the importance of vaccination. Finally, the order directing the Pentagon to develop a new missile defense system, dubbed Iron Dome for America, reflects the Trump administration's focus on countering ballistic missile threats. While proponents argue that such a system is necessary to protect the United States from adversaries like Iran and North Korea, critics question its feasibility and cost-effectiveness. Beyond the headlines of the federal grants freeze and military shakeup, the Trump administration has taken aim at other policy areas including labor relations, foreign aid, and international trade. These actions, while perhaps less prominent, hold significant implications for the direction of the country. One notable move was the firing of Jennifer Abruzzo, the general counsel of the National Labor Relations Board. Abruzzo, known for her pro-worker stance and aggressive enforcement of labor laws, had been a thorn in the side of businesses and conservative groups. Her dismissal signals a potential shift away from the Biden administration's focus on worker rights and towards a more employer-friendly approach. In the realm of foreign policy, the Trump administration has suspended global mine-clearing programs, a move that has sparked alarm among humanitarian organizations and countries struggling with the legacy of landmines. The administration has also reportedly placed dozens of USAID officials on leave for resisting the freeze on foreign aid. These actions suggest a potential retrenchment from global engagement and a prioritization of domestic interests. On the trade front, President Trump has wasted no time in reviving his penchant for tariffs, threatening to impose new levies on countries that he believes are not doing enough to curb drug and migrant flows into the United States. This includes a potential 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico, a move that could have significant economic consequences for all three countries. These actions, taken together, paint a picture of a Trump administration eager to assert its authority and reshape the country's domestic and foreign policy landscape. While the long-term consequences of these actions remain to be seen, one thing is clear: the United States is entering a new and uncertain chapter.